guys, here we are. New Year is approaching. 2023. People resolute. Resolutions basically come the end of the year, and every year we have seen people resolute that this year we are not going to make this trend. We are not going to break this trend. I mean, they promise that to themselves. I mean, so what I feel, this is my personal opinion, but what do you feel? That's what I want. Resolutions are meant to be broken. People resolute and then they cannot keep track of that. They cannot follow the same regime that they decide for themselves. So what do you think about that? Are resolutions always meant to be broken, or there are some exceptions? This is what I want from you. We'll start with you, Charlie.
Sir, actually in any case, resolutions are not meant to be broken. Sir, there can be many exceptions. I know there are many people who break resolutions, who make resolutions at the end of the year, and after some period of time, after the passing of 1 week in a new year, they break that. But there are some exceptions as well. Some people are so determined that they follow their trend throughout the year, and at last they only achieve success in what they have started.
Okay. So you feel that it's a good thing to resolute?
Yes sir, it's a very good thing to resolute.
And does it help? Do you know some examples for that?
Sir, actually I can give example of my personal life as well. I have resoluted 3 years ago that I will study 5 hours a day, and I am following that till now.
Okay. So I mean, you pre-COVID,
Yes sir.
you made a promise to yourself that you will be studying 5 hours a day, and you are following the trend since then.
Yes.
Okay. So you are a determined personality, I guess.
Yes.
Fine. So what do you feel, Vasu?
Sir, I believe that making resolution is a one thing and following them is another. But making and following them also doesn't matter, because if one has to achieve something, he only has to have strong determination and the courage of hard work. Fake promises will not give him anything.
Okay. So if you are promising to yourself, is it fake?
Sir, it depends, because if I want to achieve one thing, then if I promise it won't help me. But till I do hard work or I am determined towards it, then only I will be achieving it.
Okay. Okay, just give me an example. If I say that I'll come New Year and I am going to follow this path. I was not able to achieve this the last year, but coming year I am not going to repeat the mistake. So do you think that if a person is determined from the very childhood of his, he can certainly be a successful person? If a person who has dreamt who was visionary since the very early ages, right, and is a very determined person, is going to be successful anyhow, right? So New Year is not a day. I mean, why wait for a New Year?
Yes, sir.
You can resolute any day.
Yes.
Is this the case
Sir,
you're talking about?
So, kind of, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I mean, if the person is determined that he has to achieve this thing, that he will not make any promises that yes, I have to do. He will just start on the path on which he has to follow.
Okay. What about you, Sarthak?
Sir, I think making resolutions won't help us. We have to be first determined and taking resolutions on a particular part of the year that we are starting from 1st January. It is not helpful, because if we are determined towards something, then we can resolute at any point of time in the year, and we will be determined and hardworking towards achieving our goals. But we are making fake promises to ourselves and being false to us only, cheating ourselves only. So in my opinion, there are exceptions who totally follow their resolutions and work towards their achieving their goals very determinedly. So, sir, making resolutions at 1st Jan or at a point of the year will not help us. We have to just be determined, and we have to just make a thought process that this is our path towards our success, and we have to follow that.
Okay. Fine. Akshita, there is a thing like I've seen people, they are waiting for the New Year to come so that it will bring a new lease of life, will bring fresh ideas, and doesn't it give a boost to a personality? Doesn't it provide much needed stimuli? a much needed stimulus to, make promises, because everything, change is the essence of life.
Yes, sir.
And the year is changing. The moment it changes, you can resolute, and in some cases I feel things can be on a miraculous side, isn't it? What's your opinion?
Sir, I feel like the idea of keeping resolutions on the new year is way more appealing than starting midway, because as you said, change is the essence of life, and new year brings a new part of our life, a little change. And I find resolutions encouraging. Even though people end up breaking them, they are a little step forward, and a little progress is always encouraging to a person.
Okay. One more thing is there, Akshita. There are some people who are feeble inside. I mean, they need some sort of push. Won't this new year bring them to a point where they can be motivated to excel? I mean, there are people who are self-motivated. As in cases we have seen people who are motivated every day. Every day is a new year day for them. But all the people are not same now. They can be motivated. See, whatever you have done, let bygone be bygone. Whatever mistakes you have committed in the previous year, you should not repeat that. I mean, there are some people who need this sort of motivation. Want this new year, the coming fresh year, help them, the people like them?
Sir, I feel like it does help people like them. The idea of a new year is, it brings positivity. People are keeping resolutions, and everyone is keeping resolutions, and everything is positive, and the new year provides a much needed push to people. They are determined to follow their ideas and change their life from a new year.
Okay. Fine. This boy, Tanmay, the thing is, keeping aside the new year day, how do you motivate yourself to study hard, to work hard, and to excel in life?
So we can compare ourselves to our friends and like members to like motivate myself. Like if my friend is reading or studying like many hours in a day, and I am studying less hours, so I am motivated by him or her that I should study in some hours to get some motivation from himself. Like
Okay. So
I compare myself.
You compare yourself with the peers.
Yes.
Right. And that helps you.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't think one requires a new day to come for this. How does it help?
So some point of life, like we can take resolutions on any day, but there is some, we give some respect to this day, like on New Year, that is 1 Jan. If we take resolutions on that day, we can say it like a push to ourselves to go in a new year and start a new journey of life, or journey of like any particular thing, like studying or anything else, like removing something from our life. We can take it as a push and a new life for a day.
I mean, it can help in some way.
Yes, sir.
I don't think there is anything wrong in resolutions. I mean, but having said this all, there are examples, with some exceptions of course, there are examples in which we have seen people resoluting and then breaking. I mean, they can't even take this forward for 2-3 days.
Yes.
Within that, and they crush themselves, right? So the thing is that if we try to resolute, will this be at the back of our mind that we have made a resolution, I am not going to do this, and then things happen that you will have to commit the mistake. This is the psychology, no?
Yes.
You have made a promise to yourself, and it is at the back of your mind that I have made a promise, I am not going to do this, I am not going to eat this cookie because it is too sugary, right? But the moment it comes, the lucrative thing comes in front of you and you are tempted towards it. See, it is just a biscuit now.
So
I can, please.
So the resolution hit ourselves our ego, and it can help. The resolution are directly at the main of our ego. Like I take resolutions, and when I break them, I feel like my ego is hurted. And for like teenager like me, my ego is like something very precious for me. That's the thing. Like resolution hit directly on the ego.
On the ego.
Yes.
So if the ego hurts, one tries to excel, try to dominate it.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
So I mean, resolution can help in that case.
Yes.
No, not now. Okay. So the thing is, like Tanmay said, resolutions. Once a particular person make a promise to himself, then he is bound to keep that intact. And I mean, you can say that if the ego is hurt, one can actually achieve laurels. One can achieve success if the ego is hurt. So ego can be linked to resolution. In that way, it can happen. Okay, fine. Coming back to this girl, Priyanka. Priyanka, can you give some examples where people have made promises on the New Year day and then? I mean, are there some examples you know that people have made promises to themselves and then they have actually stick to that and done it?
Resolutions are not meant for only the New Year time. Resolutions are done day by day. If I will give my example, I will resolve day by day to keep.
It's okay.
Because a person learn from his mistake. So I just resolve at the end of the day.
When we say New Year day, the last word is day. Then there is Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day. I mean, there are days, n number of days, right? And people then, suppose it's a Mother's Day, and now the children are thinking about mother. See, we have to make our mother feel special because it is her day. Having said this all, if you are talking about Mother's Day and you want to make your mother feel special on on her day, so I mean, do you want to make your mother feel special on that day only? And what about the remaining 364 days? So it's all about, isn't it like that only? A New Year day and making promises. Why can't you make promise every other day? Why wait for New Year? So our day is really important. I mean, if I'm talking about Mother's Day, if I'm talking about Valentine's Day, if I'm talking about Father's Day and all number of days, Teacher's Day of course. So if I'm talking about all sort of days, so what I want to ask you, a single day dedicated to a particular person, and then what about the remaining days? Can't you make them feel special on any day, every day? This is my question to you.
There is no other special day that we need to respect others. We need to respect all days. We learn these things from the Europeans or the British ones that doing these Mother's Day or these days
Okay.
make us.
I'll get to with the same question, right? Keep the thought process going. Getting back to you. Coming back to this boy. How important it is to celebrate days? Of course, New Year Day is included in that. How important the days are? Do they help?
Can you change the question?
See, you are part person. I can do anything for you. Right. You are the part person. So, if you want to change the question,
So can you ask me
can I ask Adijan?
Yes.
Adijan, do you want to answer this question? Are days really important?
Yes, sir, the days are really important. Every day has its own specific quality. That the New Year day, people shake revolution to follow them for a year. Like a Mother's Day, people used to take care of her mother. That
She's special.
she may be proud for herself that her childs are doing for him very hard.
Okay.
So every day is special, but that the New Year day people take a resolution for ourselves. Resolution for ourselves. But some people broke after 1-2 months that they can't follow because they are addicted to them. If the person has take the resolution that he or she will not eat the chocolate, then if someone has take chocolate in front of him, then he have feelings to eat them, but after 1-2 times he will eat only.
And then he can say, the moment it is March, April, see, the 2023 is not good enough for me. I cannot restrict my temptation. Let me eat the chocolate for the entire year. I'll start again in 2024. It is the case. It is the case. If some person is particularly, breaking those resolutions and repeating them again and again, then he said the entire year is ruined. Let me wait for the new year. So in that case, we can say that the resolutions should not be made. Let every day be considered a new year day. The moment you get up, it's a fresh day, brings a new lease of life. Why don't you consider it's a new day? I am going to do wonders now. No? So in that case, it can help. So, okay, how many of you basically talk to yourself at the end of the day, the things you have achieved? You talk to yourself every day?
Yes.
And what do you ask yourself?
So at the night when the time of sleeping, I just always thought that what I've done in the day, what wrong things I have done, and I just think that the next day what should I do that all the things I've done this day wrong can be overcome.
Okay. So you were actually on leave for the 3-4 days entirely. Wasn't your conscience pricking you every day when you were putting this question to yourself at the end of the day? See, what I have achieved? Nothing. I was sitting like a couch potato in the home, doing nothing, right? Warming your sofa. So the thing is that, where was your conscience then? I mean, wasn't it pricking you? You talk to yourself every day. At the end of the day. So where was your conscience then? Were you talking to yourself? No, you were not talking. Because it was a leave.
Yes.
It was not a working day for you. You want a working day to ask yourself, what have I done great today? So that I cannot, if I have done something wrong, I am not going to repeat it the next day. Since you were on leave, your conscience was also on leave. Was it?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Agreed to that as well. Okay. He was trapped in his own words. No? Yeah. Okay, talking to Charu. Charu, do you talk to yourself every day?
Yes, sir.
And how do you analyze your weaknesses, the things you have done in the throughout the day? Do you feel proud of yourself at some time that I have done great today? And do you regret also that I have not done something remarkable today?
Sir, actually most of the times I don't feel proud of myself. There is regret in most of the times.
Most of the time,
yes,
you regret.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, there is regret because many times I commit many more mistakes as compared to the good things that I have done.
Okay. So my question goes to Akshita. Akshita, are you satisfied with the answer? Should it be the habit? I mean, criticizing yourself every day that I am not satisfied with myself. I have not done great today. Is it a good habit to you?
So criticizing ourselves is only good to a certain limit. If we keep criticizing ourselves, we are basically binding ourselves. If we think we are not going to do something great today, we actually might not end up doing something great. But if we set a goal for ourselves and think that I'm going to achieve a particular thing today and actually try to do it, we might be able to take at least a small step towards it, and that might bring us great pleasure.
Okay, with that I get back to Sarthak. Sarthak, Charu just said that most of the time she is not satisfied with herself and she talks to herself that I have not done anything, I have made so many mistakes today. Is it a good habit to adopt?
Sir, in my opinion, this habit also should have certain limitations that if we are criticizing ourselves, we will be able to excel in some particular things that we are criticizing ourselves, and we will be excelling in some things. But criticizing ourselves every day will make our morale down, and we will be seeing that the world is way above our limits and we could not compete with them, which would be end up in depressions or something like that.
Exactly, because you know what I feel is that Charu, of course, there is always a scope of improvement. That is one thing. But criticism and too much of criticism can lead to depression. It can lead to I mean you will be bogged down under the weight of your aspirations only, right? So what you can do is that you can basically scrutinize things. Okay, these were the things I did today. I'm not satisfied with that, and these are the good things I've done today, and I can make some amends in them. I can still, there is a scope of improvement, as I said. Improvement is another thing. But criticizing just for the sake of achieving more is like developing a negative personality, and inculcating that negative aspects in yourself. Too much negativity in your mind may lead to a personality which is you can say the underrated personality or timid personality. you may become a timid personality in that case. See, I can give my case. I am very positive. I am very positive. See, I am not lauding my efforts. I am just saying that I talk to myself, as you said. You talk to yourself. I too talk to myself, but in a way that suppose I have taught some 7 classes in a day, and I have taught some 250 to 300 students in a day, right? I am not God. I am not a Superman. I can make mistakes. I can ridicule a particular student that if he is approaching to me, sir, I have a doubt, and I might not be able to solve that because of time constraints. So in that case, what really happens is that I take that particular child's problem back home to my mind, and then when I am actually taking all those debits and credits at the end of the day and jotting down the things, that child will definitely come to my mind, and I'll talk to that boy again the next day, and I will make amends. This is one thing, and I do this regularly, and for the last 30 years I have been doing this, and I have got the results for that. So this is one thing. So this is not negativity. I always extract positivity out of all those negatives as well, and this is the way one should lead. Okay, one cannot come straight away, sir, see, I'm a very good singer, I'm better than you, and I will just challenge myself, see, I'll be better than you the next day. I'll do some rehearsals, and of course you have done great today, but tomorrow I'll be a better singer because I'm gonna challenge you for that. And this is one way, right? And then, like, he was a very good singer, I cannot excel, I am nothing. This is negativity. And taking a leaf out of that is positivity. So there is a thin line between the two. Don't cross that. Be on the positive, because negative is a negative word. It can only make you negative. Okay, fine. With that, I come back to one like Vasu. Okay, too much discussion about determination and all. Right. One thing that comes to my mind is that I find you a positive person. One thing, right? That's great. And as my student, I can analyze that you are a positive person, right? But resolutions, when we come to resolutions, right? I want to listen to the positive aspects of making resolutions now. I don't want any negative answer against resolutions. Can you say something positive about resolutions and some examples from your nearby that you can give?
Sir, making resolution can also let you aware the positive finding out. As everyone previously said, that it gives you a chance to improve yourself. If one is making a resolution, it means that he believes that he is lagging behind in anything. Means he is not much good in his life. The first positive thing is that he is realizing that he needs to be more. Means
Positive?
more positive or more good in what resolution he is making. So the finding one thing is a good thing. And
okay, I'll change my question. How can we have listened, we have talked much about negative aspects of making resolutions. How can we make our resolutions work? I want those ideas now. How can you make your resolutions work? If we think that resolutions are good enough and New Year is the day to make resolutions, how can you make your resolutions work for the entire year without diminishing your personality, without criticizing yourself, and without hurting your sentiments? How can you make your resolutions work if resolutions have to be made? Right? This is my question. I'll get back to you. How can you make your resolutions work? If we consider that it is good to resolve. Anyone with the answer? Open to all now. How can you make your resolutions work? Yeah.
So firstly, we should be determined that we have to do it. And so the next thing is, if we go by resolution for just a 1 week and we have to break it, we just think about that how far we have come, how much struggle we have done in this 1 week for that resolution. And if we continue that for a year, what will we gain? Sir, actually, anytime we want to do a thing, we should see the gains, not the loss. Sir, if we are making a
You are saying
resolution.
that.
Yes, sir.
You should see the gain, not the loss.
Yes, sir.
And you were the one talking to yourself at the end of the day.
Sir,
Yeah, I made so
actually,
much.
sir, actually, I have regrets for the day, but I don't think that I won't do better. Sir, I have regrets. I regret always, but I don't make that intact in my personality
Okay.
that I will always do bad.
Okay, I mean, you are sensible enough to do not to inculcate those negative thoughts in your personality. Okay, you just have regrets.
Yes.
Okay, you could have told me this, huh? So fine, yeah, please.
Sir, for making our resolutions work for the whole year, we should make a plan set and we should work according to it. Such as we are making a plan that we will study means 3 to 4 hours a day. Then we should not have a plan B for that.
You should not have plan B.
Yes, sir.
If it is a plan A, has to be plan A.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
that's good.
because substituting a plan B against a plan A actually weakens our determination towards the plan A, and then we say that we have a substitute plan B, and then we will not work with determination towards our plan A. And second, I think that we should always gain motivation from small things in our experiences, such as, sir, we should see the personalities who are actually making money in this world, such as we can see MS Dhoni, that he is very determined towards his sports and he worked day and night for excelling in his sports. And sir, we should be optimistic towards our approach that we will be able to cross that, we will be able to means upgrade ourselves. Yes, sir.
And then there is Cristiano Ronaldo, of
Yes.
the fittest footballer
Yes.
on the planet, right? I just saw that he might have talked to himself that I'm talking about the Portuguese, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes, sir.
He was in the press conference, and during the press conference, they are paid to, have those cokes and
Yes, sir.
soft drinks and cold drinks in front of them. The moment he came, he threw the entire thing, and millions of dollars were. They had to incur the loss, the Pepsis and the Colas, just because of that one gesture of Ronaldo. Because these were not his things, and what they're doing in front of him, it's a negative thing in front of him. So he might have been a very resolute personality, I guess.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it was a daring gesture, challenging the authorities,
Yes, sir.
the Pepsis and the Colas,
So
right?
provoking them.
Provoking them. So I mean, this is the way one should resolute. No plan B, nothing.
Yes, sir.
And when it comes to we Indians, actually, we are foodies. Talking about myself, if I am having a diet plan and I am sticking to that, I always wait for the cheat day to come, because my dietitian used to tell, see, after 15 days you can have a cheat day. So for the entire 15 days I was working just to have that cheat day come. So that is the plan B you were talking about.
Yes, sir.
The moment you have a plan B, you will always fall into that. So you should not have a plan B, and I agree to that. And then there was, yeah, please.
So in my opinion, how resolutions can work is that I am taking a resolution that I am gonna study daily 4 to 5 hours. So, but it is in some cases it is not possible for the student to directly study 4 to 5 hours. So without not taking that resolution, we can take that I am gonna start study by 30 to 40 minutes day by day, and I am gonna increase every day. So by doing this, our study time will also be gonna increase, and our resolution will also be work.
Exactly. I mean, imposing a tough task in front of you, a challenge on the very first day of the new year. See, from the day one, I am going to study for the 4-5 hours every day, and he was not meant to study for 1 hour only. So instead of that, you could have gradually, the resolutions should not be imposed straight away. It's a stringent task in front of you. Instead, you can say that today I am going to study 40 minutes, the next day 45, then 50, then 55, 5 minutes per day. And at the end of 365 days, you might require more than 24 hours.
Our goal will achieve.
I mean, just the ultimate maximum task should be there. Then only I can be gradually increasing towards the task at 5 hours.
So we will get in a habit to study.
Habit to study, exactly. Right. Anyone else with the idea? I got very good ideas from this boy, Sarthak. Plan B, and from Parth Bansal, very good idea. Gradual increase. Yeah, please.
Well, I would like to comment on his statement that can't determination, such as determination on our resolution, create a negative impact, as there won't be plan B and only we are going to follow on plan A. So can't there any negative causes, such as if one has made a resolution that he is not going to eat oily or junk food, but he's stepped outside and he's very hungry, he's going to die with hunger, so he's only bounded to have such things. So I mean that such determination can cause negative impacts. No,
I mean, if you don't have a plan B, you might stuck.
no sir, it's like it was an example only.
Okay.
If I comment on his statement and he said that I will gradually increase. So sir, this increase can lead to sir, he can make him like only studying personality. He won't be able to enjoy the outer beauties of the world
Okay.
because
I mean, okay, I'll take it as well. But I'm actually in favor of these two guys. I mean, they have done they have given a right example. I guess. Fine. Anyone else with the idea? If how can you make your resolutions work? Priyanka, you want to say something? Or you want to comment on the previous one when the thought process was going on? Actually, I forgot your question, the previous one. I'm just coming back to the next one. Any idea about that? How can you make your resolutions work?
First, you should be optimistic for it,
Yeah.
that you can do it. And if you optimistic for something,
Then definitely you can achieve it.
yes.
Okay, that's great. So, anyone else want to comment? Okay, I'll give an example. I have an idea. I was watching that popular web series like on TVF, like Kota Factory, and that physics teacher, and he was actually Jitu I was talking about. He was like, take baby steps. I mean, initial 21 days are very, very crucial. I mean, if you commit to yourself that for the 365 days I'm gonna do this, it will be tough, because those 365 days will be at the back of your mind. So it's a very long, lengthy process, and I'm not confident enough. So why don't you think about 1 day, 2 day, as Parth said? That was a gradual increase. But I'm saying that it can be other way around. I mean, don't tell yourself that you are going to study 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 55 minutes. Okay, one way of doing things is like that. I'm gonna study 4 hours a day for the coming 20 days, 21 days, and then we'll see how things shape up. Because now it's a baby step towards your target. 21 days target hai, and that is achievable.
Yes.
And on the 22nd day, you will be habitual, right? And you won't require to resolute, because your resolution will start working only, right? That can be one way, I guess, right? If you agree. So fine, guys, this was a very, very nice session, and I want you to give a loudest of applaud to yourself only, because it was an excellent session. There should be a tap on the back, pat on the back, tap on the back, both, because you have done great work. Can be 1, 2, 3, loudest.